They had never seen a sunrise, never watched a child run, never seen the face of the one they were crying out to, but they believed anyway. The streets were alive with noise. Dust rose from the feet of the crowd as they followed Jesus through the town. People pressed in close, curious, excited, desperate for something more. And behind the crowd walked two men who had lived their entire lives in darkness. They could hear the movement. They could feel the vibration of the crowd. They knew Jesus was near. So they began to shout, "Son of David, have mercy on us." Their voices cut through the noise. Some turned in irritation. Some ignored them. Some wished they would be quiet. But when you've lived in darkness long enough, silence is no longer an option. Again they cried out, "Son of David, have mercy on us." They couldn't see him, but they believed he could see them. Jesus continued walking until he entered a house. The crowd shifted. The noise settled. And somehow, guided by faith and determination, the two blind men followed him inside. Now it was quiet. No cheering. No street noise. Just the sound of their breathing. They stood before him, eyes that had never focused. Faces marked by years of dependency and rejection. And Jesus asked them a question. Not about their condition. Not about how long they had suffered. He asked about their faith. "Do you believe that I am able to do this?" The room held its breath. This was not just about eyesight. It was about trust. Without hesitation, they answered, "Yes, Lord." Not maybe. Not we hope so. Yes. Then Jesus stepped closer. He reached out and touched their eyes. "According to your faith, let it be done to you." And in that sacred moment, something shifted. Darkness began to crack. Light broke through. Blurred shapes sharpened. Shadows turned into faces. Color flooded into their world for the very first time. They blinked. They gasped. And the first face they saw was the face of Jesus. Tears streamed down their cheeks not from pain, but from overwhelming wonder. The world they had only imagined was now before them. Light, color, movement, freedom. Jesus warned them quietly not to spread the news. But how do you stay silent when you've just seen your first sunrise? How do you hide light after living in darkness? They left that house changed. Not just because their eyes were opened, but because their faith had been answered. And this story still whispers the same question today. Do you believe he is able? And this story still whispers the same question today. Do you believe he is able? Because sometimes faith begins before the miracle. Sometimes you have to cry out before you can see. And sometimes the breakthrough comes after persistence. Type "I believe" in the comments if you're trusting God for your own breakthrough. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, so you don't miss the next one. Light still breaks through darkness.